What's up, guys? Welcome to LS Nasty, the John Doc YouTube channel. I'm at LS Nasty. Got Logan here.
What's up?
What's up? I'm John Doc today. I got fatter and older.
Good job. Nice beard.
Yeah, I ain't growed the beard. Beard's not quite there. Jason doing the death zoomies, bullhorn, whatever it is.
How it happens.
Look, there's John Doc.
Oh, we can't. There you go. All right. Social distancing.
Social distancing. This is my first time ever coming over here to the shop. It's awesome, dude.
Yeah, we got a couple Hondas in here, you know. We like to keep it fresh, you know.
That's right.
You never know.
I see Phil is electing to go out the hood.
Yep, he's got the old Booster Rooster.
Dude, that's awesome.
Gotta keep it in the family.
So Bryan, John was gracious enough to let Bryan come over to the dyno today. I can't believe he's painting that thing. So they're working on it. Shannon's up there, Ben's in the car. They found a problem with the dwell table. What happened with the dwell table?
So essentially in the Holly, if you don't have a custom ignition setup, and I'm no Holly expert, this is just my interpretation of it. It's set up to be off like a 12-volt system. Like you're driving down the road, alternator goes out, your voltage goes low, it adds dwell. Well, it also does the same effect. If your voltage is too high, it pulls dwell. 16-volt system, it's pulling the dwell down. So if you're commanding 4, it's dropping. I think Bryan's down to 2 point something. So
that's crazy.
We had the same thing happen to the Black Sheep, where it would kind of stutter up top.
Right.
And as soon as we changed that.
See, I guess that's why I never had the problem with mine, because mine was custom the whole time.
Yeah, you were going off of like a crank.
Right. I've got the 58-2 that goes on the crank, but it's custom.
Yep.
And then on Bryan's, when we put it in, we were like, oh, this is plug and play. Hey, this is awesome.
Rocker on it.
Right.
Yep. And that's the same thing that happened there. We had it set up. There's also another thing, if you go to like a 4-pole or 2-pole cam gear,
right.
One of those won't let you run like a flying magnet or something off the front. So we were forced to run the 58 tooth. It wasn't set up custom ignition. We had to scratch our heads for a while. So.
Well, good. Well, maybe that'll be Bryan's problem. Bryan's has been like through low gear, it's been fine, and then it gets at the shift and high boost, high RPM, it's just breaking up.
Same exact thing.
I mean, it's just like, what the hell? You know, it's got all good stuff, and
well, you're the third Holly expert, so I mean, what the heck?
I am not an expert. Dude, I've been carbureted my whole life except for like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Notice how I'm over here and they're over there with the laptops. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near them.
Yeah, I'll get over there and get them all confused, so I'm gonna just hang out over here. Hang out.
You've all seen what happens to rods when you get a hold of it.
Yeah. Especially if there's a scramble button around.
Scramble.
retards itself as you run it up the RPM, so it's like, fuck. That's why we want to verify that it's not retarding itself as RPM. Yeah. I'm driving the town, I like that town. Yeah.
So it made decent power. It made a little bit over 700, but it won't. It's like it won't pull past like 6,000 RPM. It's not popping or breaking up or skipping really now. So they fixed that. It's not pop, but it's just not making any power. So I'm thinking maybe potentially the valve springs, or maybe it's the cam timing. He put that cam and springs in it last year, and it's just like it won't go. So they're fixing to check inductive delay now. So they were just explaining what that is, and basically just got to stand here with timing light, rev it up, and see if it's retarding timing any. It could be, very possibly. John, is it big enough?
Oh, yeah. It's about 3 inches.
Okay, so that last pull, it made more power. The timing was off a little bit. It made 750 horsepower, so it picked up some decent horsepower, but it just noses over about 6,000 RPM. So we were just looking, we were trying to check the springs, but this is an old school spring checker. It's for like small block Chevrolet. It's pretty cool. I mean, all it is you stick that on the rocker arm and then pull it, and it flexes this bar, but we can't get it on there because there's no room. So we were just looking, we were trying to figure out if it's push rods. These things have limited travel lifters in it, and it almost looks like maybe there's a little bit too much preload, and the intake valve specifically looks like it is not shutting all the way. It looks like it's like hanging open. So that could be part of the problem. The exhaust valve seems to be okay. It seems like the intake valve is it. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. You got any ideas, Keith?
I just thought about something. You're talking about the intake valve's been slightly open.
Right.
That could be causing that backfire every so often when it cranks up.
Absolutely right. That is right. Because this thing's been occasionally backfiring out the turbo when we've been trying to crank it and hadn't been able to trace down what it was. We assumed it was part of the tune. I bet you're right, Keith. That's exactly what makes sense.
I just thought about that, yeah.
Intake valve hanging open.
So there's some fuel in there.
Backfire out the intake. Yep, that guaranteed. That's probably what it is. They call it LS Nasty Headquarters. So we're gonna see if you can find any push rods. I don't know if they got any or not. But I think that's the problem. Really awesome that John and the LS Nasty crew let us hop on the dyno. This is something Bryan's been fighting in the car for like a year, that it wouldn't run in high RPM, and we'd look at the tune and we go, the tune's perfect, the timing's right, the fuel's right, the air fuel ratio's right, and then it's not running good. It's not running what it should be. So this is awesome. They let us put this on the dyno. Check it out. We're at LS Nasty Headquarters. I said earlier. I didn't realize y'all had a damn whole speed shop in here. Look, this is where I'm coming when I need parts. Do you have small block Chevy parts in there?
No. Only Shannon's been looking for Ford stuff.
Well, he's got that limpy old, that limpy small block Ford.
In case he's got any shit we need in emergency.
Well, look, all I know is I run out of bungs all the time. Bungs. Look, dude, I had no idea.
Oh yeah, in stock.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
That's the drop price.
Discounted push rods now.
We have an array.
And this one right here.
25% off.
We got everything you think.
Oh, that's a good picture.
Right.
It's a good picture of Chris's car.
They got plenty
Yeah, I
of
think was that what was out in front of you?
That's a good view right here from. I get to see that front all the time.
He's got everything a small block Ford needs back there in the corner. Permatex.
One of
As much as I take my engine apart, I should have the Permatex sponsor.
Dude, that's hilarious. It's like AutoZone on steroids in here. Okay, so he's gonna try again. They had a set of push rods that were 25,000 shorter. So the rocker arms on Bryan's are pedestal mount, so they're non-adjustable. And he had to have his head surfaced a little while back. So we're thinking possibly, that could be the problem. So we hoped it was going to rev a little higher. It sounded like it was a little more peppy. We thought maybe since he's been surfacing the heads a couple times, the push rods were too long. So it's just nosing over. It's not pulling any at all. It noses over about 6,000 RPM. I mean, it's making decent power for that amount of RPM. But I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, I think Ben and Shannon are pretty confident. They think it's valve spring. So they're fixing to try to, my tool wouldn't fit down in there. So they're going to try to come up with a way to check it. And they've got some springs here, so they might swap those springs out and see if that fixes it. Okay, so Ben, they got some valve springs, so they're fixing to jump up there and change the valve springs real fast. See if that fixes it. And then in high gear, it didn't do it. Like if he drove through it in low gear, it didn't do it in high gear. That's weird. That's weird. Damn, it's a short ass plug wire.
Good Lord, Don. Yep.
That was a little sketchy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like me.
Woo!
Yeah, we put some stickers.
So it's like almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and this thing is kicking our teeth in. It's making 20 pounds of boost, 750 horsepower, and it's just not making the power it should. Won't pull past like 62, 6,400 RPM. So I think tomorrow they're going to pull the front cover off of it and see if they can verify some timing. Cam timing, I think. I'm not thinking straight at all. So I don't know, struggling, it's kicking our butt. So we got nothing accomplished. But I mean, we were on the dyno. It's awesome. Ben stayed out here all night helping us. So I mean, we're freaking awesome. I mean, him and Shannon were able to change the valve springs pretty quick. So I guess tomorrow they're gonna come over and do that. I'm gonna go take mine to the track, see if I can figure my junk out. All right, y'all comment, like, and subscribe.